United 2, Wolves 1. Newcastle back to winning ways. Put your hands together for the legend that is Supermac. Malcolm, what did you think of today's game?
Well, I thought they made real hard work on it, so I have to say. The first half, Newcastle looked streets ahead of Wolves. And when you look at that, you've got to stick the ball in the net. And the first goal, it came quite late in that first half. But then I felt the team, they really should have pressed on and gone looking for a second. But I think they just wanted to sit on the lead for a while. And that encouraged Wolves to start coming back at them. And obviously they talked at half time with Wolves, and they felt a bit of confidence coming back, and they really did start to come at Newcastle and make life quite unpleasant. Pope, there was they hit the post later on in the first half. Pope had to make two unbelievable saves in the second half, and then thankfully, Almiron came on and was able to finish and put us into the lead, and that was that. You could see Wolves' heads drop then because there was very little time left. But we do make hard work of things when it's not really necessary. There weren't for me too many really good performances at all. Joe Willock, he was very busy with Joe. Do you know, I was sat near Alan Foggin, who was a part of the Fairs Cup winning side, and he and I both swore that it was Willock who got the first goal. And of course it turned out to be Isaac. But I could have sworn it was Willock, but well done, Isaac. You get another goal for him. So he's chalked up. But if it wasn't for Pope, we could have been in trouble today.
Okay, I mean, Eddie Howe made the changes which we were talking about pre-match. Lascelles dropped, Shaw back in. So let's start with that one. What did you make of having Shaw's performance today?
I thought the back four were okay. I can see the sense of it go back to the tried and trusted that started the season. I stood here and I had suggested that they should play Wilson as a target man. Wilson looked absolutely dreadful, I thought. He was so far off the pace. And I found people around me saying, oh, he just doesn't look interested in the game. And I thought, that's not Wilson, that isn't Wilson at all. And I had that feeling that there is a niggle going on physically that is working on his mind as well. And all I can think is that his hamstring is not recovering as it should be. And so, Fabian Scher, I thought he did all right. Yeah, he did all right. I like the way he plays now. I couldn't work him out under Bruce, but I like the way he plays now, and he's prepared to come out of the back with the ball. So,
lots of opinions, that's what football's all about. Malcolm, you sit in the press box for these games. Was VAR switched on today? As you said, what that guy just said, what do you think of Wolves' penalty? And I thought Newcastle should have a penalty as well. There was also that situation where Pope might have been sent off again.
Yeah, certainly I thought Newcastle should have a penalty. It was a blatant push in the back. And I wasn't sure about the Wolves decision. I really wasn't. I didn't think it was a penalty. me personally. But you never know with referees these days, you know, was he just level in the situation, having realised he made a boo-boo earlier in the game. I've known him do that over the years. And I'm just wondering whether referees are perhaps relying too much on VAR and letting them get on with it sometimes. Whereas I want to see a referee take charge of a game, have instant control and keep hold of it. And I didn't feel that the referee was bothered about getting everything right. And so I think
It's not me, mate.
I think they were relying on VAR. What I would say, Steve, in regards to VAR as a system, I was asked a question at the ground. Has VAR got a value to the game? My opinion is, yes, it has. The reason why it hasn't got a value at the moment is that referees are totally mishandling it, completely mishandling it, and I think that it ought to be changed. Let me just give you an example as to why I think they're mishandling it. The people who make the rules, well, the rules are already made, but they sort of change them, alter them. Now, this year, we're seeing blatant pushing, and the referees aren't doing anything about it. It's all being allowed, as they didn't give a penalty for the push in the back, in the box. And so, last season, they would have been blowing up for all of those incidents. And so, this is very misleading for players. Players, they can't get on with the game because they think, well, is the rule this way, that way, or some other way? And if officials handle VAR that same way, you're never going to have any consistency with it. And with VAR, it just needs to be consistent. To get it to work properly, what I would do, certainly if only on an experimental basis to see if it works, I would have 2 footballers and a referee. And the 2 footballers, if they don't agree with each other, then it goes to the referee.
Anyhow, the pilot came out and said, Isaac, you're speaking for many minutes, but not in my team.
What was that?
Anyhow's apparently said that Isaac is fit to play 90 minutes, but not in my team. What does that mean? Was that tonight? After the game.
Are you sure about this? Because really, I can't believe it. That is the most bizarre of comments. That basically was the writing of Isaac's P45. How can he stay?
Does he not mean that he just can't sustain the
Sorry?
Does it not just mean that Eddie Howe thinks he can't sustain the full press of Eddie Howe's game for 90 minutes?
No, I don't. I'm not so sure that's the way that you can look at it. Well, I think he's saying that Isaac cannot maintain 90 minutes in Howe's side, and he is not, therefore, a Howe type player. Well, if that was ever said about me, get me out.
Does it not just mean that you could do 60 minutes, a good job for 60 minutes?
No, you need to be able to do 90 minutes. You can go to that where there's a good reason for doing so. That's been happening with Wilson, for example. He is carrying a hamstring problem. That's obvious. but they're getting as much out of him as they can. But it's in short bursts. But what has been said about Isaac, because beforehand he's kept saying Isaac's not fit for 90, he's not fit for 90, he's not fit for 90. And then he gives him a start. He scored the goal that put Newcastle ahead for heaven, and it was, yes, absolutely. It was terrific. Yeah. Oh, without any shadow of doubt whatsoever. If a manager had said about me after a game where I had scored a goal like that put the side 1-0 up, I would be banging on his door saying, you and I better have a conversation. So, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens.
I just want to ask you about Jacob Murphy today as well. That was another big call by Eddie Howe to start Murphy. He tired after the first half, he put a lot of work and effort in. But I think it was a great decision to play him.
Well, I do as well. But from Murphy, albeit he needs to play fairly wideish. And he started off, he was actually in the middle. And I thought, well, come on, Pete, where are you playing? And I'm not so sure that he quite knew himself where he was supposed to be playing. And in the end, he did finish out wide. And he would get crosses in, and he works the flank well. On the other side, you've got St Maximin, and whenever he crossed the ball, the man on the near post cleared it away. St Maximin got nothing into the box whatsoever. And I didn't really see him go past the man. He didn't beat anybody. And so all the time, there's a defender in front of him stopping the ball from going into the area where it's needed. And I thought he had an absolute shocker of a game, St Maximin. I really did. And he has so much of the ball that it's a waste of possession.
Let's put it in perspective though. We've stopped the rot. We've won 2-1. The results have gone our way this weekend. Nottingham Forest away next week. How do you see that going on Friday?
Yeah, absolutely vital. And it's an opportunity for Newcastle, because they play on the Friday before anybody else. Yes, they can make a statement, to put it like that. Get 3 points, get a victory, and you jump again. And it's letting everybody know that Newcastle have got games in hand as well, and that they are on a bit of a charge. You know, that when was the last time that we won 2 consecutive games? I think it's some months back. Yeah, some months back in the Premier League anyway. So yeah, that's a vital game, and for heaven's sake, Man United, they're beatable. They are beatable, and if I were in the Newcastle side, I would be saying, hey, come on, let's get our own back for what happened to Wembley. You know, today, Man United 0, Southampton 0, and they're bottom of the table. And so he's banned, yeah. Casemiro's out for 4 games.
Last question, and I just want to ask this because Lindsay's asked the question. Gary Lineker is going to be back on Match of the Day next week. A deal has been settled between the BBC and Gary Lineker. He'll be back. Did you watch Match of the Day last night? I actually enjoyed it.
No, I don't watch Match of the Day, I'm afraid. Very rarely anyway. I've usually seen it on Sky before. But I didn't agree with what Gary Lineker said. But I totally disagree with the action the BBC took. Yeah, BBC got it badly wrong. Give him a slap on the wrist maybe, in some form or another. But they cocked it up, and they came to realise just how strong football is, even in broadcasting. Yeah, everybody, men and women. Well done to those ladies.
And on that note, we'll finish. Malcolm will be back when we play Manchester United at home. We'll score 5 goals, and Botman is going to do a chip over the top of De Gea. We'll talk about that in the next home game. Put your hands together for Supermac.
Alright, take care guys. Alright, thank you. Alright, see you everybody. Take care.
Take it easy, man. Mind it. Take care.